Hey guys, so this video is going to be an update on my life mostly, but also Luke's life. So let's just get right into it. I decided, so also, just gonna say it, I hope you guys are doing great in quarantine. I'm not totally sure, but I think you all are still quarantined at least a little bit. I hope you all are staying safe and healthy and trying to be active and staying happy, doing things that you love, because right now you get to enjoy the things that you weren't able to enjoy, like self-love and family and nature, like all of those things. I hope you are rocking out to that. I hope you are doing great. Anyway, so just gonna dive right into it. I decided a few weeks ago to discontinue gymnastics. It's pretty much, I don't like to use the word quit because it is not exactly at all what this decision was. It was just a new chapter of my life. I closed that chapter of my life and I'm starting a new one. I decided, so I spent most of my quarantine with my family and my grandmother in South Carolina. We stayed there from like right when quarantine started in March all the way to June, about end of May, early June. So then when I got back here, over quarantine, I didn't miss gymnastics. So one of my friends came down and she would just talk about gymnastics all the time and say how much she missed flipping and being there, and I didn't. And I was like, there's something wrong with me. Like, I don't miss it. And my body was feeling great, like it wasn't hurting. You know, it's gymnastics, everything hurts. And so my body wasn't hurting. I've had chronic wrist pain and it just doesn't hurt anymore. And so over quarantine, I just didn't miss it. So then when I got back, I was like, okay, maybe I'll miss it when I'm like home. I didn't. I got back and I got to eventually hang out with my friends once the restrictions were lifted a little bit and we were all very careful. And I got back and then my gym said that they were going to open gyms like end of June, early July. And I was not feeling that. Like, I was dreading it. It was bad. And then they said the practice was from 9 to 1. I was like, okay, like I'll have to wake up at like 7:30 every day, Monday through Friday. And I was like, it's not ideal, but whatever. And then they were like, oh, psych, like practice is gonna be changed to 7 to 11. And I was like, no, like, no, absolutely not. Because that means that I have to get up at 5:30 because I live an hour away, and 5:30 is not really ideal for summer, Monday through Friday. Like 5 days a week, like waking up at 5:30. Who wants to do that? I bet none of you are gonna raise your hand because I don't want to do that. I'm not a morning person. I stay up late anyway. Oh, that'd be just awful. And so then that started the conversation of the whole discontinuing gymnastics. And so I talked with my parents and my entire family and my friends, and I talked to myself honestly about what I really wanted. With the whole COVID thing, it didn't really make sense, and I think it's the best decision for me because the gym had been closed, and then I would go back and not really waste, but I would have to get up every day to go to gym, and I didn't want to do that. And one person in that gym could get sick. Decision for me because the gym had been closed, and then I would go back and not really waste, but I would have to get up every day to go to gym, and I didn't want to do that. And one person in that gym could get sick, and then we'd be closed again for another 3 months, and then I would get nowhere. All of that skill and all of the skills and hard work that I put in to coming back, I'd have to do again. And I also didn't want to put my body through that pain again because I'd been out for 3 months, and my body was so used to not being in gym that it was healed. All my injuries had healed, and I didn't want to put my body through that again. And I kind of did a pros and cons list of discontinuing, and I had a lot more pros to leaving than I did staying. one of the only things I had for staying was my team, and I love my team, but we are going to make time for each other. We would have the social distance in the gym anyway. Like, I'm still there for them, they're still there for me. We're just in different chapters of our life now, and we are going to make time for each other. So I'm not really worried about that. We made time for each other actually over quarantine, so that was really nice. But yeah, so then that started up the conversation, and I realized that like I might not even have a season this year, like this coming year, because they're big events and nobody wants to do big events right now. And I didn't have a season pretty much. I mean, I didn't have the end of a season this year. And so then by the time I would have a season, I'd be going into my senior year. And sadly, one of the big reasons I'm in this sport is for a scholarship. And if that wasn't even like a question, like no one was even interested in me at this point. And to not have a season again would really just crush it would crush me. And so with that not even being in the picture, it was easier because I could start something else new and not have to be, I don't know if waste is the right word, but spend all of my last 2 years of high school in the gym when there's nothing on that, like no outcome that I would want. Like I would want to do it in college, and that's not happening. And I also realized that I didn't love it enough to stay in it and to go through all of these things that I just explained, like my body hurting and the time, and I would have to like spend the night at my best friend's house, which is fine. One of my teammates, I would have to spend the whole week at her house, but I didn't want to be away from my family that long every single week. Like I couldn't do that. And so all of those things, like I realized that I didn't love it enough to stay in it and to deal with all of those things. So I called up my coaches, and it was a very long discussion. Like this wasn't just spur of the moment. Like I had been thinking about it over quarantine, but I was like, maybe that's just because I'm enjoying myself. And then when I got back, it didn't end. And then by the time we started the conversation, I just realized that it was just the right decision. I want to pursue other things in my life. I want to pursue acting when it opens up. I love spending time with my family and my friends, and it's things that I just have never been able to do. I have been able to go on a lot more like adventures. I've gotten to appreciate nature. I go on walks, I go on runs. I've learned a lot more about myself already, like how to love myself and who I am as a person. And that was actually the scariest thing about ending gymnastics was I am a gymnast. Like that's what everyone thinks of me. Like that's what I am. Like that's my identity. And it's been my life, my entire life since I was 2.5 has been gymnastics. And I have to figure out who I am without it. I mean, it makes up who I am. It's definitely like gymnastics has made me who I am, but I have to find out who I am without it. And that's just a journey, and I'm scared, but I'm excited to figure out who I am. I would have to do it anyway, either now or after high school or after college. So also with this decision, I had been able to travel, and that's what I really wanted to do. Now I can go places without having to worry about gym. I might have to worry about other things, but they won't take up as much of my time. So I've been able to travel to California to see my friends. I've been able to go to South Carolina. Like I have been able to travel for Luke's baseball, and I can travel a lot more now. So I'm really excited about that. Luke has been playing baseball, and he's good, and he is excited to play a lot more. I mean, there's not much more. I mean, he didn't make any huge decisions, but this was also a very family decision. We all kind of decided together, and it just, I didn't discontinue gymnastics because it made sense, but the decision, now that like the more I think about it, I realize that it made sense for me and what I want in life. And I want to enjoy the last 2 years of my high school career, like whether it's online or anything, like I want to enjoy the last 2 years before I go off to college and I'm on my own, you know, and I want to spend time with my family as much as I can. And I just want to be me. And I think this new chapter of my life is going to be really good for me, and I'm really excited. And I really hope that y'all can support me. And I think that you can, but either way, I love you a lot, and I really appreciate you through everything that I have done in my entire life. Since you all started on my channel, since you all started with me, with Annie, and then followed me onto my own channel, followed me on Instagram and Musically and TikTok and all of those other things. I really appreciate everything that you guys have done for me. This isn't like I'm done with my channel, but this is just a very big decision, and I'm gonna find out who I am. So I hope that you guys can join me along the ride. I hope that you guys are staying safe and healthy and doing all you can for your part in this whole pandemic. I think that we should all stay very positive and try and spread positive energy and not as much negative, because there's a lot of negative in the world, and we need to spread love, happiness, and that's what I'm doing. So I hope you guys can join me. I hope you're staying safe and healthy and happy. Feel free to contact me, DM me about anything. I'm here to talk. Nothing else to do. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.